G'day and welcome to the video on using your CAS calculator to sketch and also to solve, find out lots of things about quadratic graphs. So let's get started. The first thing I'll do is I'll probably use a function that I've used in the past, or a graph that I've used in the past. So this one here, x squared plus 5x plus 6. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to find out the x and y intercepts on the calculator page, and also I'm going to sketch it on the graph page. So the first thing that I'm going to do is I'm going to define this function. Define f of x equals x squared plus 5x plus 6. The reason I've got f of x here is because this is the calculator's way of saying y. Y equals, so f of x is, that's the way they're doing it. I can explain that more to you a little bit later if you want to. I push enter and it should say done. Now every time I push F, it should come up in bold to say it remembers that that is the graph that we're looking for. If I want to find the y-intercept, I have to simply make the x value 0. And the way to do that is to do f of 0. That means that every time there's an x, it will replace it with 0, and I will get the answer, which in this case is 6, which I could have seen there anyway, but it's quite helpful to do this. If I want to find the x-intercepts, I have to make y equals 0, and I can actually do this on the graph on the calculator very quickly. I can find the solve function, which is menu 3(1) solve, and I can write y equals 0. So f of x, which is y, equals 0, comma x, just to tell it what to solve it for, and there are my answers, -3 and -2. Very simple, very easy. The other thing that I want to do is I want to find out, the turning point, and I want to sketch this graph as well. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go to the calculator page. Hang on, no, before I do that, I'm going to find the turning point. And there's a variety of ways if you can do this, but this is the way I want to do it. -3 and -2, I'm going to add those two together. -3 and -2. And I'm going to divide all of it by 2. Okay, that's to get the x value of the turning point, and it's -5 on 2. To get the y value of the turning point, it's very easy. I just do f of when x is -5 on 2, close that, and I get -1/4, which is very quick, very easy. And that's the turning point, -5 on 2 and -1/4. Now I'm going to sketch it on the graph. So I go to this page here, and all I need to do is put f of x, because it remembers between the two pages, which is really quite nice. You just got to make sure that you know what you're doing. You know that f of x is the one that you want. Push enter, and there it is. I can just click and drag this screen a little bit so that I can see all of those things. Now I want to find out all of these things, these important things on the calculator page. To find out the x values, x-intercepts, I type menu 6(1), and it gives me this lower bound, upper bound thing. So lower bound before the x-axis, before the turning point, before the x-intercept, and then as I hover past it, it actually gives it to me, and so I can click there. I'll just drag that over there just so it can see a bit easier, and I'll do it for the other one as well, and I can find out. There it is. It's -2, 0. So that's nice. Okay, so now I want to find out the y-intercept over here. I can push menu, and this one is a little bit trickier, but I'll push menu trace graph, and it doesn't come up straight away, but if you move your arrows left and right, or if you can just hover over it, you'll get the y-intercept. And then I click it, and it gets to 0.6, which is exactly what I wanted, which is fantastic. I just push escape so that it gets back to this hand thing that I can move around. And the last thing I want to do is I want to find out the minimum value, the turning point. Okay, so I can go menu 6, and then I need to find the minimum value. I could find the maximum if it was a negative graph, but this one's a minimum. So again, I do the lower bound and I do the upper bound, and I get my values of -2.5 and -0.25. Now, on your calculator page, it will tell you the exact answers, -5 on 2 and -1/4. On the graph page, I mean, these still are exact answers, but these are decimals, and whereas on your calculator page, it will probably tell you fractions. And It's not so important for year 10, but in year 11 and year 12, we're shying away from decimal answers unless they tell you to give decimal answers, and more commonly we want fraction answers. So that's just something to bear in mind, and it's important to know how to do both of those methods as well. So there you go, that's how to use your CAS calculator to find out some things about quadratic graphs. So hope that's been helpful. If you have any questions, please let me know. Thanks.